Fight week! Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. Come on, man. You know, it is going down June 29th. And yeah, the fight is happening. International Fight Week. We know UFC303 was supposed to be something different, but this fight is one of the most. It's also one of the most anticipated fights because of how it ended. Now we're gonna touch on a lot. Now let's talk about the fight. And the fight is pretty much, the fight is pretty much worth something. Why am I saying that? Because the UFC knows how to excite the fans with these amazing fights. Because Yuri Prochazka is not a slugfest. He does not fucking go inside the octagon to just get hit. He goes inside that octagon to knock your fucking head off. And on the other side, you got Alex Pereira, light heavyweight champion, who won his belt against Jamal Hill. Made it look easy. And guess what? Turns out Alex Pereira, you just can't sleep on that power. You learned the hard way. Jamal Hill learned the hard way. Israel Adesanya, he already learned, but he got TKO'd in the UFC by Alex Pereira, giving Israel Adesanya his first loss in the UFC and in the middleweight division. That fight is going to be amazing. Now, let's talk about the fights and let's talk about different intricacies that both fighters, possess, right? I'm going to touch on Yuri first, right? Yuri, he's one of the most underrated power punchers in the lightweight division. Why am I saying that? Nobody, and I mean like nobody, is talking about that man's power. He does have power in his hands, but the way he fights, that power does not reach its full potential. What am I talking about? We saw against Alexander Rakic, he likes getting hit. He doesn't fight technical. He gets in there to put on a show for the fans. He gets in there to fucking put on an amazing fight and to give you a fight that you're gonna remember. We saw against Alex Pereira, you just can't sleep on that power. But he had loads and loads of success in his striking when he fought Alex Pereira. Yuri Prochazka is one of the best light heavyweights in the UFC. I bet he can knock out John Jones, but we not on that. So how Yuri Prochazka fights is pretty much a disadvantage to him. Why? Because he likes getting hit. And against Alex Pereira, he learned the hard way the first fight that his chin cannot go up against that right hook. If you look at the sequence, how he got caught, he was looking to finish the fight. And I was watching the countdowns and the translation of Alex Pereira explaining how he learned how he actually executed that fucking left hook. He saw he was rushing to finish the fight. He baited him to come in, and then he threw that right. That right didn't connect clean, but it actually pushed him. That fucking right actually pushed him to the left hook. If you look at the sequence of the fight, And then it was the beginning of the end. It was the beginning of the end because he fucking ran straight into that right hook. His big head and his big face ran straight into that right hook. It didn't catch him clean, but we saw how Alex Pereira's right hook can fuck up your whole fucking day, can fuck up your whole fucking game plan within the fight. The only person who was successful to not get hit that way was fucking Jan Blachowicz. That's the only man who was cautious of that right hook. Now, moving on to Alex Pereira. Come on, man. Alex Pereira, one thing about him, the UFC did his job. The UFC, they did their job, I mean, to 1,000%, 1,000% to what they wanted to do. I may not make sense right now, but what I mean is the UFC did exactly what it had to do to make Alex a star, to actually market Alex, you know, for people to buy that pay-per-view. I'm not sure how his pay-per-view numbers are looking, but he sure can sell a fight, because he fucking fights how a lot of people want him to fight. He stands up. He doesn't go for submissions. He doesn't wrestle. He just kicks box. He kicks your legs. He fucking kicks your legs. And when you stop moving, that's where he loads up on that power in those fucking hands. But we saw that his chin is actually suspect. Now, I've got this analogy, right? We saw how Dricus du Plessis beat, right? Robert Whittaker, one of the best middleweights, one of the best middleweights in the UFC, and one of the best middleweights in the world, right? He fought against Dricus du Plessis, and then he lost. And now I've got this analogy. I'm thinking, if Dricus du Plessis beats fucking Robert Whittaker like that, how was that fight gonna go? How was that fight going to be against Alex Pereira? I just gave you that. Go think about that and understand why the UFC didn't give Alex Pereira certain fights. Because Alex Pereira, he leaves his waist open when he fights, when he kickboxes. And Robert Whittaker is too fast. But we're not on that. And yeah. Remember how we learned that Alex Pereira's chin is suspect against Israel Adesanya. He pulled a revenge after years and years of losing to that man. He pulled a great revenge, knocked him out cold. And Alex Pereira is around about 36 to 37 years old, if I'm not mistaken. And if Judy Prohaska catches him with a clean shot, which is a 50-50 and a fucking high probability that he will get caught this fight. There's a chance he might go down himself. You know? Because Alex Pereira is good at kickboxing. We saw how Yuri Prohaska is great at moving. You know, faking a takedown, and then coming up with an uppercut. Man, that was pure martial arts. That was pure martial arts. In that first fight, he did a lot of great things that first fight. His fight style is awkward, but Alex Pereira proved that I can survive the fights, but when I catch him, he's gonna go to sleep. When I catch him, I am gonna hurt him. That's what Alex Pereira proved. That the power behind those punches, it's almost like a Francis Ngannou. It's almost like a Francis Ngannou 2.0. It's almost like a Francis Ngannou 3.0, because he doesn't knock him out cold, right? But that left hook, it is going to drop you. Number one, and number two, there's a probably slight chance that you are going to go down when that left hook connects. That's what Alex Pereira is good at. Kickboxing and great fucking movements. No, not great fucking movements, but great at creating opportunities for himself when he's backing up to load for that right hook, or to catch you with something that it is going to devastate. That it is the thing that is going to devastate your whole game plan. And one thing he learned that first fight was he cannot fight the way he fought the first time against Yuri Prochazka, because he himself might get knocked the fuck out. Because Yuri has a word that Yuri Prochazka has a weird fucking style that is unique to how he fights. He did that against Alexander Rakic and still won the fight. But against Alex Pereira, it did not go that well. We saw. Remember, this is the whole fucking thing episode. Like, subscribe. We are on this month. Fight week. Alex Pereira versus Yuri Prochazka. Come on, man. You know, it is going down June 29th. And yeah, the fight is happening. Internet.